Hey, my name is Sean. Welcome to Echoes in Eternity Bourbon. You ever been to a carnival?
Oh, I'm about to head out, and where I'm going is Carnival! Got our ticket sheets for rides. Alright, let's go look for Friendo.
Man, I am telling you what, that is exactly what this weekend reminded me of. The Alabama bourbon drop is just something special. For those of you that live in Alabama, you guys know what it's about. I am O for Alabama when it comes to lottery numbers for the big year end, for any of the quarterlies, but still, even lining up and showing up has such an amazing result sometimes. And I'm just going to show you about my weekend, but it was just fantastic. And I'm telling you, it literally is like a carnival. I mean, starting Thursday night, people are out there, they're sharing pours. And no, this doesn't start till Saturday morning. And this is just the walk up people. Now, all the lottery winners, they get to sleep in and roll in on Saturday morning unless they want to get a walk up spot as well, which I'm telling you, if I ever hit a year end lottery number, I'm still going to show up and pull up for a walk in too, for a walk up as well, just because the nights out there hanging out with people is so amazing. It is what bourbon is supposed to be. People having great conversations, sharing amazing pours, had some great food, just had some really, really good times. And that's what the holidays are for, too. You're right here at the holidays. You're supposed to be hanging out with people. And I tell you what, it's just an eclectic group of friends that hang out and have a good time. So Thursday night, we show up, we're drinking, get some sleep. Friday, most of us are working, doing stuff, even from there, doing remote work or whatever, doing some work. Some people have put in vacation time. About 1 o'clock-ish or so, pours start making it out. By about 5 o'clock, 5:30, you're really entrenched. A lot more people are showing up. I mean, we had Wagyu brisket. Thank you, Dan, for that. Outstanding job once again. Man, what else did we have out there? Had some gumbo out there. Man, thank you for that as well. That gumbo was outstanding. Had a great time with that as well, Bill. Appreciate the gumbo. Um, who was Don? Don, I think you brought some deer shanks that turned into Mississippi pot roast. Made some sandwiches out of that. There were people making chili out there. People making hamburgers out there. Everyone just sharing stuff, and a slew of pours all over the place for people just to hang out, have a good time. Had some fires and stuff going. The little propane fires and stuff. But it's all very civil. Everyone's having a good time. No one's being stupid, and we're just having a blast. And then you wake up Saturday morning. I tell people all the time, I said, man, it's like Christmas for bourbon people because you hang out all weekend. You have a great time trying a ton of different pours, and then you hang out for a couple days with your bourbon family. Then everyone shows up for the lottery. Everyone goes in and gets their bottles. It's like you're opening your gifts and everyone goes home. So it's kind of like anticlimactic when you get your bottles as your gifts, even though you paid for all these gifts. But the best part is MSRP. And there's some killer things in there. And so I want to watch there's only just a short video. I try to experience things when I'm there and I have a good time with that because it just makes for fun. I'd rather talk about the experience and maybe show a little footage than do so much footage that I don't enjoy the experience. I don't want to be stuck behind the camera. So see a little bit of the footage and I'll see you on the other side.
A small Kamado smoker. I mean, I can do something on that. I mean, I don't think I suck at smoking.
No, you did a real good job on the brisket. Let's kick that.
Oh, God. Bill, say it's not 7:30 yet.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
A little bit later.
Jeez.
Sorry, didn't mean to blind.
Some guys pulled up
It's my
like
liquor.
5 o'clock and started making.
I wonder why. I don't know why. What's going on, my friend? Welcome back. So, my wife always asks me every year, what do you want for Christmas? This, that, and the other. And I'm like, I'm going to spend enough on bourbon that you don't really have to worry about it. I'm good. If you want to get me something, these are some nice socks or some underwear or whatever. This is what, this is my Christmas right here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start this off. And I'm going to start off with just showing up on the way there. This is just on the way there, picking up a bottle and then getting there and getting a couple other bottles. And then I'll go into, these are all the bottles that I got at the drop. And I might be crazy, but this could be the best drop I've ever had. But you guys will have to tell me that. If you've seen me do more on that, call me out on it, because I don't think I've ever done better. But let me show you what I got first. On the way in, got a short barrel. This was, I tell you what, Ramon and his team, he has a fantastic charity. 90% of his charities go to veterans organizations, the last 10% for breast cancer awareness survivors, things like that, to help breast cancer. But this was a WBS pick for short barrel. Very excited about this. Cracked this right away. Really enjoyed this. Got to get a review on that. This is, I want to say 11 year, and I think this is MGP. Man, just nice and sweet. Great way to kind of get the weekend cracked off and started. Plus, I brought a ton of other stuff. And like I said, you may have seen the truck full of stuff that Dan kept teasing us. People keep setting this on my truck. Don't they realize that once it's on my truck, it's mine? But he was nice enough to give us our bottles back. On top of that great Wagyu brisket. But pick this up on the way. I thought, man, this is a great thing to open up amongst the other things I brought there to share. And we went through so many different bottles and things like that I'm like, man, I barely have enough for review, because I've had a great time there. And that was fun. So that was the first bottle picked up on the way there. So when I get there, what do we got here? My buddy Dan takes good care of me. This Pursuit United right here. This is a blended straight rye. We've tried some of this at Bruzel's event. Actually, I think what we had is the double oaked. I was like, man, these are really good. And he got this for me. And this is a Bruzel bottle that he picked up, and he brought this for me, Dan. Thank you very much. I in turn did get him a bottle. So I'm hoping that he's been able to enjoy that. And that'll be something that I actually got in the drop. And I'll share that with you guys as well. But got a Bruzel Bourbon Pursuit, a rye. He knows I'm a rye fan. Excited about that. Can't wait to get that. And this is, like I said, we haven't even started at the bourbon drop itself. Another buddy, Josh, we had a Black Friday bourbon drop here locally, and there was a bottle that dropped, and he was like, and he picked it up, and he's like, I don't know if I really want this, do you want it? So I'm like, yeah, I'll pay up a little bit for this. So I paid up for a little bit for this bottle, but this is something I've never seen in this area. I really wanted, and I'm very excited about that. This is a Smoke Wagon 777s Rare and Unlimited. So I'd never seen one of these before. They happened to have it at our Black Friday. There was a couple bottles. Josh got this one, and I in turn got it from him, working out a deal on this. So I am excited about that, because that is something I wanted to add to my collection. Never seen one in this area. If any of you guys have had one, let me know your thoughts on it. I've never cracked one, never seen one. I think it's 3 7-year juices they put together. Let me see what the proof is on this. Coming in at 108 proof. So yeah, it's 3 different 7-year juices. Some of them are pretty high rye, so all this will be considered a high rye. Looking forward to this, and there's, I think, 1,600 bottles, and this was 1146 out of 1,600 bottles. Comes with a cool little medallion, so I feel like a winner over here. Gotta love that. But looking forward to having that cracked eventually, but on my shelf for now. Figure out what I'm gonna do with that bad boy. Now, remember, when the Alabama lottery starts, there's 150 people that won spots. I was 23rd on the walk-up. So in theory, I'm 173rd in line. But what blows me away every year is you get some people that get these lottery numbers and they don't show up. And I'm like, wow. I'm telling you, I don't care if I got the 150th spot. I am like, heck yeah, I am excited. I can't wait to get in there to do this. So we've had probably 30 people that didn't show up. So that kind of put me at the very tail end of what would be the back end of this lottery. Now, I went in the first time. When you actually go through, there's a walk-up process. You actually get a number for walk-up. I was 23 in walk-up. And they tell you to come back at approximately this time, a couple hours later, but they usually go through the line pretty quick. They're very efficient, and they do a really good job there. And I even commented to the people there, you guys have done a really good job, very nice, very polite people. And so we go start the process, and I go through. And I'm gonna kind of go through, like I said, I got my number, and then we have the like we call it there's the party, there's the after party, and then there's the after party. So the party is the lottery winners, the after party is the walk up, and the after party is you get to go through a second or third time if there's things there that intrigue you. So I went through a second and a third time. So let me show you the bottle. I only got one bottle on the third time, but let me show you the bottle that I got on my third time. If I can find it, because I got a lot of freaking bottles in here. Right here. So I got a Bombergers right here. I was excited about this. I like the Shanks and Bombergers. And to get it, at MSRP, even though they're expensive, this 2024 edition, I said, I can't wait to do something with this and crack this and have some fun. That'll be fun video. Looking forward to that. I'll go back through and also pull some other stuff that I got kind of at the tail end, but I got it at the first round, I got it at the second round, and I got it at the third round. And that would be store pick Eagle Rares. I got 3 of these bad boys, and I've already got, and it's neat because I know that people like these at the holidays and stuff like that. You don't find a lot of store pick Eagle Rares. They're good for pours for people that are just getting into it. Or, I had a buddy, Prentice, who, Oak and Agave. He was asking on the page, he says, hey, does anyone have an extra one of these? And I'm like, I got you, dude. So he wasn't able to attend, but now he was just looking for something that they had a lot of. And I said, I got you. I'll be glad to get you one of these. So I'll get it to him at cost. And that's the fun part, is sometimes you're not getting things just for yourself, but you're getting things for trade. I do a lot of stuff that I get for trade or for somebody that couldn't make it there. I mean, there was one guy there, he had a list for his friends. They were like, if you can get this, get this, get this, get this. And he was helping out his buddies. And I think that's the cool part. We all have families. We all have things we have to do. Some of us are working. Some of us have other obligations. But when you can help out your friends, it makes for fun. So the 3 Eagle Rares, I got one on each trip through the line. Well, actually, I'll say, because on the third trip, I only grabbed 1 bottle, but I got 2 on the second trip and 1 on the first trip through. So I ended up with 3 Eagle Rare store picks. And I thought that was really cool. Like I said, you don't get them a lot. And just because there's people that are going to like those for gifts. Oh, man, what did we get through on that second go around? Oh, man, I could not believe that there's so many good bottles in here. It's just hard to believe. Second go round, let's see. Got a Hancock. Now I've got 2 Hancocks over here. I got one from my buddy Jesus. Now I got this one. I got to crack it and start drinking it. I've been kind of holding off on that because I wanted one before I cracked this one. So I've got the Hancock's President's Reserve, 88.9 proof, which is light on proof. But I have a lot of people that look for these. And to get it at the price point I got it, I was very excited about that. And this is the only one I've seen this year outside of the one that Jesus found for me in California. So that was super, super cool. Now I can get it cracked and start adding it to some different 6-packs as well. Have some fun with that. Really excited about that. Next bottle on the list. Second go through, a Midwinter Nights Dram. These right here are very, very good. I've seen a lot more of these this year, but to find one at MSRP and really going through on my second pass and have an opportunity for this, I was really, really excited about that. Those are very good bottles. I'm going to kind of set that back here to a little bit to the corner over here. You might not believe it. I got a lot of bottles still to go through. Man, what do we want to go through? This one really shocked me that this was still available coming through. Eagle Rare. I'm Eagle Rare on the mind. But this is an E.H. Taylor Straight Rye. And it took me a long time to get mine. and I had to trade for it. And just to have this one on the second go round after everyone's gone through the line, all of the lottery winners, all of the walk-ups, and now you're at the after party, and they had some of these still available at MSRP. I said, man, I got to grab me one of these. Excited about that. I love their rye. The one thing that I had in line that I said I would love to have gotten would have been an E.H. Taylor barrel proof rye, which came out this year. That didn't quite happen, but doesn't mean that I'm very unhappy. And the way Alabama does stuff is they have a table 1, which you can get 1 item off of. Table 2, you can pick 2 items, but they can't be the same thing. So 2 individual items. And then table 3, you can get 1 of each item on table 3. And table 4, you can get 2 of each item on table 4. So if you really find something that you like, you can just, there were people coming out of there with 2 and 3 cases of bourbon. They shop for the whole year when they go there in this December thing. So this right, E.H. Taylor right here, rye, very hard to find, very excited about this. Did not disappoint. Man, this one right here, Penelope Valencia. Now, my buddy Dan loves these Valencias, and I ended up getting 2 of these bad boys. Got one to him. He got me this bottle earlier. I think Turnabout's Fair Play got him one. And so now we each got a Valencia. He goes through these a lot, and it's fun to have some here just in case my buddy wants one, or I just decide, hey, I found something to trade out in the future for. I got another Penelope Valencia over here. Always a good one to have. What do we got? Oh, round 2. Ding, ding. Wild Turkey. This is the 70 right here. I love this. This is the Jimmy 70th anniversary release, coming in at 101 proof, Wild Turkey 101. My buddy Chris was able to get me a bottle of this, but now I've got a backup, which means that now I can officially crack mine, because I really like the juice. He even gave me a sample of it too, but I like to have backups of specific bottles, because there's some I'm just going to save for a special occasion. Others I want other people to try, so I'm going to crack it. I'm going to get it out there in giveaways, give it away as 6-packs. Look, if you haven't joined the channel or the Patreon, do it, because I give away a lot of stuff. I like to give bourbon away, and just check them both out. They're always in the comments down there. That Wild Turkey right there's, man, happy for that. Like I said, all these they're coming in at MSRP, and that's what makes it so special. Second pass through, going back on table 2, Weller Full Proof Store Pick, coming in at MSRP. When I went through my table 2 the first time, I grabbed some bangers the first time I was very excited about, but this was sitting there for me. Coming back through on the second pass, I was very excited. They had a lot of these available this year. They had a lot of another one, which I got on table 2 the first time, which I'm excited about. Not because I'm going to crack it and drink it, but that one actually may become a trade bottle. This might actually become a trade bottle as well. The Weller Full Proofs are very good, but I was able to get one of these the last time they dropped this. So now I've got I've got 2 of these, plus I got one open. So I'm like, maybe I'm working on some trades. There's some things I'm looking for that I'd really like to have that I haven't been able to get yet. But that was coming in the second pass, my second time through in the after party for the Weller Full Proof. Oh, I didn't even mention this one. This was before we even started too. So this is an Elijah Craig. This is a private barrel. And I actually received this as part of a Dirty Santa Christmas gift the day before I went out for the lottery. So I want to acknowledge that, hey, I received this. This is from the Wubbs group, just a private group that I'm fortunate to be a part of. And part of my Secret Santa was this pick right here. It's a private barrel coming at 124.7. I love some Elijah Craig. Looking forward to cracking this as my Secret Santa gift. Also got a very, very nice Glen to go with that. So looking forward to that as well. Man, just when I think am I done with this box? I'm done with this box. Whew. Let me get into this box over here. So coming through, like I said, you get things on, like this was, I think, a table 3 pick. Was excited about this, just because I like to get it for people. Actually, this is going to go to a guy at work he's been looking for one. Get it for him at MSRP, which is a Blanton's. A lot of people are still overpricing the Blanton's. This one was $74.99 plus tax. That's exactly what my buddies at work's going to pay for this. So he'll have something that he likes, he enjoys them, and he's like, I'm running low and I don't want to finish it up. And I'm like, dude, I got a few of these, and I'll make sure I get it to you at cost. just because I knew someone would want it. And that's the fun part, is if you can get something somebody would enjoy and you're not raking them over the coals for stuff, that's a lot of fun. So got that Blanton's right there for my buddy at work. Looking forward to getting that into his hands tomorrow. Man, I enjoyed this one so much. I got 2 of these on table 4, and I couldn't believe that they were sitting there still. This is the K-Luke blended straight rye whiskeys that are toasted barrel whiskeys. Got 2 of these. These were on table 4 on my first pass through. I was, like I said, 23 and walk up, coming in at 114 proof. This is batch 4. K-Luke does a fantastic job. It was actually a lot of you guys out there that turned me on to this. Terrence, Dave Vogelsang, a few others had mentioned, last year, you need to check into K-Luke. And man, I am in love with some of the stuff that they do. Have a couple of these bottles now, so I can crack one right away and then figure it out if I'm gonna go ahead and put this one up for a special day, or if I'm gonna maybe even find something else I like and maybe trade it or something like that. So I think the trading aspect is a lot of fun, because you'll find a lot of bottles that maybe other people don't have, and they'll have access to bottles you really want, and it serves both people at that time. But I got 2 of these K-Lukes, batch 4. 114 proof rye, toasted rye. Very excited about that. Man, I'm down to the last 5. Let's see what we got here. This was, I think, a table 3 as well. This is a 4 Roses single barrel. 11-year, 1-month OBSF. 35% rye mash bill, coming in at about 109 proof, 109.2. 4 Roses, single barrels. There's something special. I will be posting a video about having the fortunate luck of being a part of a barrel pick at 4 Roses, at Nulu, and at Blue Note. So I'm looking forward to releasing those. That 4 Roses, the team out there at 4 Roses, all the teams did a great job, but those ladies out there, they did some exceptional special stuff. And I cannot wait to share that story, and I'm looking forward to that, because that comes for a great cause. That bottle that we did for 4 Roses is actually going to benefit Columbus Hospice here locally. And you talk about people doing God's work. Those people do God's work. For those that know, I lost my father earlier this year. He spent his last day at hospice there in Columbus. And the people there are amazing, and the opportunity came where I could actually be a part of a selection for that. It really meant a lot to me, so I'm very thankful for Jeremy and the team for including me on that, and I can't wait to see how this turns out. I'll explain that as we go through that video at a later date, but what a great experience, and what fantastic people. Down to 4, so let me grab this one first. So this one, I now officially have a backup. This is the Little Book, the Infinite bottle. My buddy was able to pick me one of these up. Of course, I just lost a cool little tag. Oh, there we go, got it. My buddy was able to pick me up one of these the other day. And then I had the opportunity again on table 2 to pick one of these up. And table 2 had some amazing stuff on table 2. And I preface this, if you were there early, if you had a number. But coming in, I was still extremely happy with the stuff that I was able to get off there. Actually, I got this on my second pass. This wasn't even on the first pass. I got this on the second pass sitting there, because I'm about to go over the 2 things I got on the first pass. My top 3 bottles that I got at the Bourbon Drop. But pick this up, so now I can crack one, have some fun with it, and then I could put one back if it's something that's super special, to say, hey, this is the first of this batch, and they're going to be keeping a portion of this in a tank where they're going to add to the batches going forward. So it's going to be a continuous infinity blend every year. So very excited about that. Very excited about this bottle. Booker's does a really good job, and the Little Books have been exceptional, and I just love the way this is set up in here. Top 3 bottles. Like I said, so these next 2 would come from my first pass at table 2. And I've already got a lot of bottles out here. As you can tell, I spent a lot on myself at Christmas. I don't know if I deserved it all, but but I got it all. But but it's fun, because this is kind of like the big blowout thing for me at the end of the year. And this is where all your allocated bottles and stuff come out. But this was the fun part. So this one is a Blanton's Gold store pick. We had learned earlier this year, Dan had actually talked to one of the guys and said, we did like 5 barrels of the Blanton's Gold, and we did store picks on all 5 barrels. So we knew that they were going to have a heavy amount of these. And this was there for me on table 2 on my walk-up number. Now, I'm probably going to look to trade this one because I have a second one of these. So I've got one from California, but I've got one from Alabama. So I'm going to trade one of them for something that I really, really want in the future. But this is great trade value for me just for the fact that I can maybe get into a bottle that I've been wanting to have for a long time. I know this video has been running really, really late and really, really long. But man, this was a heck of a haul. First bottle I grabbed off of table 2. This is a Stag store pick. So it's got the nice store pick label on there. This one's coming in at 134.2 proof. It was picked by the Alabama ABC. I've never had a store pick Stag. I've had samples of them. I really like the expressions of them. So you not only get a Stag, but you get a unique Stag. And ABC Alabama does a really good job with their picks. Whoever does their picks, they've done a really, really good job in the last few years. So I'm very excited about that. Never had a Stag store pick. So looking forward to digging into this and also letting some other people try this one as well. Now, this last bottle is very, very exciting for me because now I have 2 of them, which means that I can crack one, and I can't wait to crack it. So Thomas H. Handy, this was my first pick on table 1 for camping out, hanging out with some guys, having an amazing time. I got to buy this at MSRP, and I am so looking forward to cracking this and having fun and sharing this with some of you guys out there. So can't wait for that to like I said, watch the videos. You're going to find something in there one day where I say, hey, say this key phrase, you must be over 21, continental U.S., and tell me, that key phrase in the video. You must be a member. You must be subscribed. You must like the video. Comment that keyword in the video, and we'll go from there. But look, if you've seen me have a better haul than this, let me know. If you think I'm just stupid for buying all this, let me know. But I'll tell you what, all the fantastic bottles I have up here, it means absolutely nothing without the amazing time that I had with the people there. If I was just to go and just get all these but not talk to people or have fun with people or catch up with people, have some pours with people, have some great food with people, just cut up a bit, it wouldn't have that same meaning or impact. And so, as Gandhi says, and it's a phrase that I just remember all the time, is the bottle empties, the memories fill. We've shared a lot of bottles and a lot of things, but we had a lot of great memories because of it. And I'm thankful for that. The holidays can be tough for some people sometimes. It can be really, really hard because, we miss people. This will be the first holiday without my father. This will be the first holiday for my wife without her mother. But, sometimes you lament on the fact that these people aren't here to share it with you. But I would encourage you, and I know it's difficult, to remember all the great times that they made for you so you can make those memories for other people. So, they're not gone. They're part of that legacy is the memories they built with you. Have those great times at the holidays. It's going to be tough times, absolutely, but also remember the special times, the things that they did. As you get older in life, you realize how much people sacrificed for you. What my father sacrificed, what my wife's mother sacrificed to make sure that we had a great time as kids growing up. So do that for the people in your life as well. Most importantly, y'all, cheers and God bless. I hope you all have an amazing day. Wait, what are you still doing here? I guess I put this at the very end end of the video. This is kind of like the after party. If you want to pour this handy right here, in the comments, just put 2024 handy in the comment somewhere. I will pull this on Sunday. Someone that's just put in the comments is going to win a 2-ounce pour of this. Someone that's from the Patreon that's in that $5 or $15 range, you're going to have an opportunity to win a 2-ounce pour of this if you haven't won something already this month. Let's keep the holiday special. Let's have an amazing time. Thank you again.